Welcome to the Lunchtime Broadcast, where we highlight the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. NTLA OTA scoff at selected genocide day. Kanyama gets his way with $1.3 billion pharma tender, and North Korea drops trash balloons on the South. I am Diana Master and this is NMH at 1. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com or DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 in Namibia. Stick around, midday news update coming right up. A 32-year-old man was hospitalized after being attacked by a hippopotamus while fishing on Monday at the Kamuchonga village in the Kavango East region. The acting regional commander, Deputy Commissioner Aino Nambahu, confirmed the incident, which happened at around 2 a.m. Nambahu said it was alleged that the victim, Mudipiri Kamana, went fishing with two other friends from the same village. Stick around, Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our visual news clips, Walvis Bay Circuit Education Inspector Teresia Khokhoses has made it clear that they will not accommodate parents who queue up days before the enrollment dates for pre-primary in Grade 1 in Walvis Bay. The enrollment dates are set for the 4th of June for Grade 1 and the 5th of June for pre-primary. Parents who do not get a space for their child at a respective school are encouraged to go to the Walvis Bay Circuit office, where the name of the child will be placed on a record-keeping list for placement at a school. There are about 1,500 spaces for Grade 1 available, including the learners in pre-primary that will go to Grade 1 next year. Currently, Walvis Bay government schools have more than 2,100 Grade 1s.
We had a lengthy meeting in which we decided that we are going to do the enrollment at these two different days. And today we are going to tell the parents not to go and queue up from Friday in front of the schools. We will not consider anyone that is queued up from Friday. The enrollment date is Tuesday. If they must be queued up, it must be Tuesday. So we are not going to take any list that is made during the weekend. We will directly take the parents as they are standing in the queue on that specific day. This is what we have decided after we discussed this thoroughly. Okay, if you are enrolling a child at Narabel, you are not going to queue up in Quisipmont because the enrollment will be done there at Narabel, isn't it? If you want to enroll at High Hope, you go to High Hope, you get your application form, and then you enroll your child there.
Now, in an effort to enhance the bilateral relations between Malaysia and Namibia, the High Commission of Malaysia inaugurated the Namibia-Malaysian Friendship Association in Windhoek last night. The association will provide a platform for individuals who have benefited from studies, training and working in Malaysia previously to come together and better address any issues that can assist in enhancing and expanding relations between the two countries. Dr. Muhammad Rafmiz Yahaya, the Acting High Commissioner of Malaysia, talks about how the idea materialized.
This idea was brought by Dr. Sikongo. He said that we must have this association in order to ensure if there are any issues pertaining to Namibia and Malaysia, it can be resolved through this kind of networking and channels. And most importantly, through this kind of association, then we can also enhance further our diplomacy, our trade, our investment between both Namibia and Malaysia. And we can also do some other cooperation and collaboration also in the education aspect. Okay, and today will be the first inauguration ceremony of the so-called nomination for the four top posts of the Namibian Malaysian Friendship Association. I welcome all of you. Although in the WhatsApp group we mentioned there's supposed to be 18, but unfortunately there are 16. I should have invited more than 36. Then 20 could turn up for the event. But anyway, that's how Malaysia and Namibia can work together.
Now the newspaper review segment takes us into top stories in Namibia's daily newspapers after the break.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Thank you for staying with NMH at 1. We now take a look at what the lead stories are in Namibia's daily newspapers. The Ovaherero Traditional Authority and Nama Traditional Leaders Association issued separate statements yesterday opposing the declaration of May 28th as Genocide Remembrance Day. Nama leaders stated that the date, in fact, marks the beginning of the suffering their communities have endured to date. Sentiments are divided after the government declared May 28th as a Remembrance Day for the atrocities mainly endured by the Ovaherero and Nama people at the turn of the 20th century at the hands of the German colonial regime in Namibia. On page 3, a woman from Damara location whose premature baby died earlier this month, allegedly because no ambulances were available in Windhoek, says while she is deeply traumatized, she does not harbor any resentment towards emergency services staff. The woman, who prefers to remain anonymous, said the incident has played out in her head every day since her baby died. It has taken a toll on my whole family and everyone present to witness it that day. I do not want to blame the ambulances, but they took too long, she said. Now moving over to the Republican, it also reports on the feelings that are divided about the declaration of May 28th as a national day to commemorate genocide, with the Ovaherero Traditional Authority insisting on October 2nd, when Lothar von Trotha issued the extermination order for the Ovahereros, and April 22nd for the same order given for the Namas. The acting Secretary General of the OTA, Nandiwasora Mazingo, said yesterday that they are still working on a comprehensive statement, but vehemently rejected the date as part of the government's denial agenda. We do not accept the argument that the Namibian calendar is too full. We have Kasinga and Ongulumbashe Day. The dates on which both extermination orders were issued are two extremely important events, he said. On the paper's page 3, a committee member of SWAPO's Politburo has offered a cash reward to a resident of the mixed settlement who condemned a branch coordinator of the party. According to Veiko Nekundi, the Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters used this reward as an illegal tactic to solicit votes which could fuel political unrest. Nekundi called for the deregistration of the NEFF on the grounds that the party violated electoral law by rewarding violence. The Deputy Minister of Works and Transport, Veiko Nekundi, made these comments during a recording of the program The Evening Review, expressing his disappointment with the so-called political analysts who commented on the issue without condemning the illegal action. Moving over to the front page of the Algemene Zeitung, the mass registration of unemployed teachers took place on Monday at the Mini Regional Office of the Ministry of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation in Rundu. According to the chairman of the Group for Unemployed Teachers, David Nekaro, the registration is expected to run until the 7th of June. Nekaro said the nationwide registration follows a meeting between the committee and the authorities from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture in April this year, where it was decided to provide the ministry with precise statistics on the number of unemployed teachers in the country. On page 3, the Australian construction company Fortescue is seeking investment opportunities in Namibia for green hydrogen. Last Friday, Fortescue informed the local media about its successes in transitioning to clean energy and what this could mean for the deployment of a local green hydrogen industry in Namibia. According to Chris Movirongo, a spokesperson from Fortescue in Namibia, the country has the advantage of being able to produce green hydrogen more cheaply. This is due to the favorable conditions, especially in the south, where both solar and wind energy are abundantly available. Fortescue is pursuing such opportunities. We'll now take a quick ad break and continue with our newspaper review segment after the break.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
On the front page of the Namibian newspaper, President Angola Mbumba has urged police officers patrolling the Namibia-Angolan border to allow the import of mahangu grains from Angola. He said this during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Undonga Heritage Shrine in the Oshikoto region on Friday. Last August, the Agriculture Minister gave farmers a green light to buy mahangu from Angola, but with limitations. The new regulations followed complaints from the public about being prevented from bringing harvested mahangu grains and beans from Angola into Namibia. According to the ministry, small-scale importers are permitted to bring in between 250 kgs, which is 5 bags of 50 kgs, to 10 bags of 50 kgs of agronomic products per person per month for commercial use, and a maximum of 200 kgs or 4 bags of 50 kgs per person per month for personal consumption. On page 3, lawyer Marin de Klerk, who is wanted in Namibia for his involvement in the fish road fishing quotas corruption, racketeering and money laundering case, will not be allowed to participate in a high court matter about bank accounts containing about 6.5 million Namibian dollars allegedly linked to the fish rod scandal. De Klerk is a fugitive from justice in Namibia, and as a result, the Prevention of Organised Crime Act precludes him from participating in court proceedings about the preservation and possible confiscation or forfeiture of property alleged to be connected to the crime. Judge Shafimana Witele ruled in a judgment delivered in the Windhoek High Court on Friday last week. Witele said the Prevention of Organised Crime Act does not give the High Court discretion to allow a person to participate in court proceedings in terms of the act that the same law bars the person from taking part in. Moving over to the front page of the New Era, with growing concerns about the country's drought conditions, calls have emerged for the implementation of green schemes in communities. Namibia is a dry country, and with rainy seasons becoming increasingly short, the country must begin working on programs that empower communities to become self-sufficient. Local small-scale farmers, successful gardeners, and local authorities have all joined the conversation to share their thoughts on the matter. Politician and farmer Ephraim Nakongo says it is possible for each constituency to run a successful green scheme, provided it aligns with the value chain. On the paper's page 3, the Windhoek High Court on Friday cancelled a $1.3 billion Namibian tender to procure medicines for the Health Ministry, which was awarded to Farm Investments Limited, a company whose majority shareholding belongs to a 5-year-old. Judge Shafimana Witele set aside the decision of the Central Procurement Board of Namibia, taken on the 9th of May 2023 and the 12th of May 2023, to grant the reconsideration applications of Farm, Broad Pharma, Economic Investments, and Irongomed, and ordered the bid evaluation committee to re-evaluate their bids. He further set aside the decision of the CPBN on the award on the 3rd of August 2023 after the re-evaluation was done. Moving over to Market Watch, private equity firm Stimulus Investments will, over a 3-year period, only exit its investment in Network Media Hub, formerly known as Namibia Media Holdings. The company made the announcement following the release of its result this week. During the year under review, Stimulus disposed of its 80% interest in NMH and Newsprint Namibia, it said. In more economic news after the break, the second Namibia Oil and Gas Conference will be hosted from August 20th to August 22nd at the Mercure Hotel in Windhoek. More details to follow after the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
As briefly highlighted before the break, the second Namibia Oil and Gas Conference will be hosted from August 20th to 22nd at Mercure Hotel in Windhoek. The conference aims to unite industry leaders, policymakers and stakeholders to discuss the future of Namibia's oil and gas sector. Hosted by the Economic Association of Namibia EAN, the conference will focus on key issues such as sustainable development, investment opportunities and technological advancements in the industry. With an agenda that includes expert panels, keynote addresses and networking opportunities, the event promises to be an essential platform for shaping the strategic direction of Namibia's oil and gas landscape. According to the EAN, the Namibia Oil and Gas Conference will delve deeper into the industry's complexities, focusing on empowering Namibia to harness this sector's full potential and focus on its economic growth. Now let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 23.25 to the British pound, 19.80 to the euro, 18.26 against the US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars and 52 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. First Rand Namibia Limited stocks took a dip of 0.50%. Letiko Holdings and Namibia Breweries Limited stocks took upturns of 2.50 and 0.03% respectively, while the rest maintained. All commodities are down save for Brent crude oil, which took an upturn of 0.28%, now trading at $84.92 per barrel. Local index closed on an upturn of 0.12%, while overall index took a dip of 0.05%. Now, millions of South Africans are voting in what is anticipated to be the most pivotal general election since apartheid ended. A full update coming up as we head into African news after the break.
Are you tired of just hanging around at home while waiting for something to do? Check out eticket.diary.my.na for what's hot on the social scene across the country. Or if you're arranging an event you'd like us to feature, contact Jareen at we.com.na. We can sell your tickets too.
In the latest news from the African continent, millions of South Africans are voting in what is anticipated to be the most pivotal general election since apartheid ended. Polls have indicated that the ruling African National Congress might lose its majority for the first time since Nelson Mandela led it to power in 1994. Analysts agree the ANC faces its toughest challenge yet, with widespread frustration over the country's direction. If the ANC's support drops below 50%, it will need to form a coalition government. ANC leader and President Cyril Ramaphosa called the vote one of the most important elections in the nation's history during a rally at Soweto's FNB Soccer Stadium. Our people will decide whether our country continues moving forward with the ANC towards a better, brighter future or backwards to a terrible past, Ramaphosa said. South Africa is the most unequal country globally, with the highest sustained unemployment rate, rampant corruption, weak economic growth, power cuts and rising violent crime. Black South Africans, who make up 81% of the population, bear the brunt of these issues, with unemployment and poverty largely affecting the black majority due to failing public schools. Meanwhile, most white South Africans have jobs and significantly higher wages. Here's more on the election with Ari Hogad.
Big day for South Africa as 27.79 million voters go to the voting stations today, and there will be 23,200 voting stations all across South Africa to accommodate that. There will be 3 ballots that every voter receives. There's a blue one for the national vote, orange for the regional vote, and pink for the provincial vote. On the national vote, there will be 52 registered parties to vote for. Voting stations opened at 7 a.m. this morning, and as you can see here, there's lots of people that arrived way before sunrise, and there's a good attendance early in South Africa for voting. It will close again at 9 p.m. today, voting stations. So hopefully for South Africa, all the voting will be free and fair.
In international news this afternoon, North Korea has released at least 150 balloons carrying rubbish into South Korea, prompting authorities to advise residents to stay indoors. South Korea's military warned the public against touching the white balloons and attached plastic bags as they contained filthy waste and trash. These balloons have been found in 8 of South Korea's 9 provinces and are currently being analyzed. Since the Korean War in the 1950s, both North and South Korea have used balloons for propaganda campaigns. Earlier, South Korea's military investigated whether any North Korean propaganda leaflets were in the balloons. This incident follows North Korea's recent announcement of retaliation against South Korean activists for scattering leaflets and rubbish in border areas. North Korea's Vice Minister of Defense Kim Kanyama stated that mounds of waste paper and filth would soon be scattered over the South's border areas and interior, warning of the effort required to remove them. Later on Tuesday, residents living north of Seoul and in the border region received text messages from provincial authorities asking them to refrain from outdoor activities and report any unidentified object to the nearest military base or police station. Photographs shared on social media show bags attached via string to white translucent balloons carrying toilet paper, dark soil, and batteries, among other contents. Police and military officers are seen in some of these photographs. South Korea's Yonhap News Agency reported that some of the fallen balloons carried what appears to be feces, judging from its dark color and odor. South Korea's military condemned the act as a clear violation of international law. Stay with us. Right after this, we bring you local and international sports news. JSB Sports Betting hosted a fun day with participants from the public at the Katutura ShopRite branch, announcing the lucky winners of some great prizes at their Mega Giveaway 2023-2024 and Sport Wrap in partnership with JSB Sports Betting Predictor Competition. The Mega Giveaway started on the 11th of August last year and concluded on 19th May 2024. After 176 competing players, 1,126 playing minutes, a reach of 90,963 and 24,371 engagements on social media, the Bank Windhoek Ramblers Under-21 Soccer Tournament's 3rd edition crowned Sport Club Windhoek as its champion team for 2024. SKW emerged as champions after a hard-fought final battle against Kasaona Football Academy. And closing off local sports news, the Namibian Under-18 football team wrapped up their journey in the ISF World Cup 2024 tournament on a high note, securing a good victory against Turkmenistan in Dalian, China. Right after this, international sports news. Real Madrid midfielder Jude Bellingham has been voted La Liga's Player of the Season after the 20-year-old played a pivotal role in leading the club to their 36th league title. Defending French Open champion Iga Swiatek will take on Naomi Osaka in a blockbuster second-round contest between the two most successful women in the Roland Garros draw, renewing a rivalry split down the middle after 2 years on Wednesday. And Josh Hazelwood returned from a 3-month break to take it 2-5, and David Warner hit a half-century as Australia thrashed Namibia by 7 wickets in a 2020 World Cup warm-up in Trinidad. If you're just joining us, this is NMH at 1, and we'll get into the highlights from today's broadcast right after this.
Are you tired of just hanging around at home while waiting for something to do? Check out eticket.diary.my.na for what's hot on the social scene across the country. Or if you're arranging an event you'd like us to feature, contact Jareen at we.com.na. We can sell your tickets too.
You're watching NMH at 1. If you're just joining us, here are the news highlights. Millions of South Africans are voting in what is anticipated to be the most pivotal general election since apartheid ended. North Korea has released at least 150 balloons carrying rubbish into South Korea, prompting authorities to advise residents to stay indoors. And JSB Sports Betting hosted a fun day with participants from the public at the Katutura ShopRite branch, announcing the lucky winners of some great prizes at their Mega Giveaway 2023-2024 in Sport Wrap in partnership with JSB Sports Betting Predictor Competition. I am Diana Master, and this is NMH at 1. We'll see you again tomorrow.